it's Young. And he'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly.
Makes it 3rd and
2. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
on the play.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Real quick, ready?
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 58 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now it's Jackson. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It's now 3rd down and 9.
Diamonds on me fight, Nick and Reese, Iketina, Orange Richard Mill on me dancing just like Bia, going against
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
180! 180! Hey, report! Report! Hey!
To throw is Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 39. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, they run with Henderson. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Here's a 2nd and 5. They run once more with Henderson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Report! 180!
Now it's Jackson. He'll swing this out to Henderson. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Yo.
Jackson now. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick here is good. And they take a 17-14 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take, punts.
But they will not be able to capitalize as time has run out here on the first half of play. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
A gain of
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before you could get much out of it.
Viking 18. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
On second down, here's the option.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
It's a gain of 11.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards into first down.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
2nd and 3 at the Falcons.
19 Tiger. 19 Tiger. 19 tight. 19 tight. Go.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Let's go now. 60 Eagles. 60 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Ready?
Now Willis to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
The Bills passing game getting them down the field. They've got another first down.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Willis.
And that's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Second and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Big Lion. Get up.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs.
He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Ready?
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on
Come
third
on,
down.
come on. Set. 70 Timberwolves. Hut, hut. Hut, hut.
Back to throw, Willis. He's got his man. That's Naylor.
And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
First down.
Now a first and 10 at the
First
11.
and 10 at the 11-yard line.
70 Lions. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
And they'll send the tight end in motion.
From the gun, here's Willis. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. Second and 10.
60. Check smash. Check smash. Buffalo 18. Riggs. Riggs. Dragon 60. Check go.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Ready.
Willis looks to pass it here. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown.
Jameer Gibbs.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Bills have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
Makes the score
Going after right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Now Jackson.
Over the middle, complete. That's Henderson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Falcons.
Jackson.
First down.
Now he'll tuck this and run. This is caught by Tucker.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 36 yards on the play.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Jackson going to throw quickly here, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Complete.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion.
It's a
And it'll be second and a couple.
Second and 2 at the 8-yard line.
Hey, Alpha, sit hot. Hey, sit hot.
Again, Jackson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
180! Press hot! Press hot!
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Lamar Jackson, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Falcons answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Cam Little to kick off.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the 4th quarter. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Trap 50, trap 50. 70 Lions. Ready, right?
Back to throw, Willis. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
He gets it to Johnston. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of
16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10
60
at
by
the 49-yard line.
70 right. Going up to
Play fake. Here's Willis. Now a deep one for Johnston. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Quentin Johnston, 48 yards. And the Bills have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Now the try here for the point after. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Makes the score Bills 28, Falcons 24.
Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown. Their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. 83 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
This is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Some good games around the league here early in week one, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
180! 180! What a shot!
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Jackson, options out left.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
At the 19-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up.
Quick strike out wide by Jackson.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Throwing, Jackson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Jackson's pass.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts.
4 yards.
And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
8-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
180! Sit up!
Straight ahead, Henderson. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Taken down back in the
Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now.
180! What a shot! You! Hey! Cut!
Here's Jackson.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
in the end zone.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now, has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now.
Sit hot! 180! Sit hot! You are X. Sit hot!
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
The Falcons will line up for the two-point conversion.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he'll get into the end zone, so that pushes the lead up to 4.
Falcons 32, Bills 28.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
21-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
60 Maverick. 6. Panther 60. Panther 60. 19 Lions. 19 tight. 19 tight. 18 Pioneers. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
Throwing Willis. That's over the middle. He finds Naylor. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
4 yards.
As the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down.
60 Eagles. Buffalo 18. Check out.
Here's Willis. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Here's 1st and 10.
1st down.
Get it.
A gain of 18 on the play.
Dragon 60.
1st down, Buffalo.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. Panther 11. Panther 11. Mustang 19. Hut, go. Go.
Willis to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And incomplete on the deep ball.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's 2nd down.
Go. Come, Viking 8, Warrior 70. '79 Broncos. Hut, hut.
Now Willis. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a heave for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
Trap. Here we go. Here we go. Cowboy 80. 19 Lions. 19 tight. 19 tight. 18 Pioneer. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Let's go. Ready, ready?
One final try here for Willis. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for, but couldn't secure it, and this one's over.